My ex-wife and I ran into each other at the restaurant 7 years. That's how long it had been since I'd last seen her. My ex-wife. The restaurant lights were dim, warm enough for laughter, too soft for truth. I spotted her across the room before she saw me, her hair shorter, her posture tighter, as if the years had folded her into something smaller. Then her eyes found mine. I smiled, a polite smile, almost rehearsed. "Long time no see," I said, when she came closer. Her gaze flicked to the woman sitting beside me, my wife, my current wife. The air shifted. I saw it in her face, that frozen second, as if someone had slammed a coffin lid shut. She didn't answer, she didn't nod, she didn't even blink. She simply turned and left, quick, mechanical, as though survival depended on escape. My wife asked, confused, "Who was that?" "An old ghost," I murmured. Moments later, my phone buzzed. One message. Her name. I opened it beneath the table. Divorce 1-14-10. Your new wife is... The sentence cut off. No explanation, no end, just a wound left half open. But my chest knew the rest of it, and in that moment, dinner was over, though the plates hadn't even arrived. I read the message again in the bathroom mirror, as if repetition might summon clarity. Divorce 1-14-10. Your new wife is... What did she mean? A timestamp, a sentence, unfinished, a deliberate trail. 7 years ago, the divorce had been clean, papers signed, asset split, silence purchased. We never spoke again. Until now. Until her eyes met my wife's. And the look she gave wasn't hatred, it wasn't jealousy, it was recognition. I felt the old ache of suspicion, the one I buried after our marriage imploded. She had been unfaithful, not once, many times. And still she walked away unscathed, wearing the mask of innocence while I carried the wreckage. Now she'd returned, not with an apology, not with anger, with information. What did she know about my wife? What secret was wrapped in that half-sentence? At the table, I forced myself calm. I cut the steak. I laughed at my wife's small stories. I leaned close when she spoke. On the surface, I was the man she believed me to be. Inside, though, I was drowning in questions. That night, I didn't sleep. While my wife's breathing settled into rhythmic waves beside me, I scrolled back through every memory of her, every smile, every word, every touch, searching for cracks. 1-14-10. The numbers burned behind my eyelids. A time code, a reference point. But to what? In the morning, I began quietly. I checked her phone when she showered. Routine texts, ordinary calls. Too clean, too neat. I remembered how my ex-wife had hidden things. Laughter in the kitchen at midnight with her phone glowing in her hand. Excuses about late meetings. Perfume I hadn't bought. The signs had been there, and I had ignored them. I would not ignore them again. I traced the timestamp, 1-14-10. It gnawed at me all week. Then, by accident, or fate, I found it. A video. An old wedding recording, uploaded by a relative years ago. I scrubbed through it. My hand froze when the counter read 1-14-10. There, in the background of my own wedding, stood my ex-wife. Not a guest, not invited, but there, watching. And beside her, someone else. Someone too close to my bride. A whisper between them, a touch disguised as accident, a connection I hadn't noticed because I was busy saying vows. The camera caught what my eyes missed. And suddenly, I understood. It wasn't about the past, it was about the present. My ex-wife's unfinished sentence completed itself in my mind. Your new wife is what I was. A liar, a betrayer. I dug deeper, quietly. Bank records, messages recovered from the cloud, locations that didn't match her words. It took weeks, but the truth assembled itself piece by piece. An affair. Not new, not brief, ongoing. With a man I knew, a friend I had once trusted. The evidence was undeniable. Dates, photos, calls, receipts. When the final proof slid across my desk, a hotel bill signed in her name, I felt nothing. No rage, no heartbreak. Just a cold, sharp clarity, the kind that comes when the fog finally lifts. She had repeated history. Or maybe I had. Different face, same betrayal. I chose my moment carefully. Dinner again. Same restaurant, same dim lights. She laughed across the table, reaching for her glass. I reached for my phone instead. No words. I simply turned the screen toward her. The photos, the receipts, the timestamp at 1:14:10. Her hand froze midair. Her eyes widened, then filled, then broke. A stammer escaped her lips. I can explain. I didn't blink. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need to. I know, I said. Just 2 words. And silence devoured her. She begged then, the way they all do when the mask is ripped away. But her words slid off me like rain on glass. The power had shifted, and she knew it. I stood, left enough cash to cover the meal, and without another glance, I walked away. That night, I sat alone, staring at nothing. The storm had passed. My ex-wife had handed me the key, and I had opened the same locked door twice in one lifetime. Different women, same betrayal. But I was not the man I had been 7 years ago. Back then, I had bled. Now, I simply calculated. I filed for divorce the next morning. Clean, cold, silent. When she asked why, I said only 1:14:10. And I never explained. The past had repeated itself, but this time I wasn't the victim. I was the one who walked away first. Some wounds don't heal.